Today I'm going to talk to you about something very personal to me and very serious. And it is about my son Jeff. Like you know that he's being incarcerated. You know Jeff. I'm a little nervous because I don't talk much about it. But as a mother, if you are a mother, you can imagine how I feel about having my son Jeff incarcerated. Yes, it is very painful as a mother because I love my son with all my heart. And I can tell that I am a very good mom because I choose to be a good mom. And I don't talk about this because this goes directly to my heart. But today I'm gonna talk about Jeff. Being incarcerated is not easy. It's very hard to the people who live in prison. So my son experienced bad situations that I don't want to talk. I don't want to say much about it because I say it everything in my daughter's Bramty channel. And I know most of you are part of the Bram fam, so months ago, Bramty told me, "Mom, we're gonna hire an attorney because Jeff needs to come back home soon. We need to," and I said, "Of course." And then, yes, we have an attorney. He's been working on this case. Jeff needs a lot of help. Yes, he's a young guy, first time incarcerated, and he needs a lot of help. He needs mental health because all the experience that he has over there, they were very, very bad, very, very bad, very bad. I don't wish nobody to have somebody incarcerated because it's very, very painful. And as a mother, you can imagine how I feel. But the only thing, like I always tell to you guys, the only one who's gonna give you the strength is God. That's why I am standing up here and I'm doing what I have to do. I'm doing what I have to do. And I am supporting all the way to my son since day one, all the way. And my son needs a lot of help, and my son needs a second chance. He's a young guy. One day he told me, "Mom, the only thing that I regret in life is never listen to you. That I never listen to you. That's my big regret in life, that I don't listen to you." As a young guy, you want to do experience sometimes. Unfortunately, Jeff make a stupid thing without realizing the consequence. Very mature, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I didn't know, because you don't know with who your kids sometimes hanging out when they're out of the house. So he made a bad choice, and these are the consequences. I'm going to, unfortunately, being incarcerated is very ugly. It's the hell in there. And he got big situation inside. There are three guys. They went behind my son to try to kill him. These three bad people, people with the bad intentions in their hearts, they were behind my son. My son was on the second floor. He was watching a lot of things downstairs that happened with the inmates. It was a big war between them. It was a hated crime, I guess, the Latin people, the Hispanics people. So my son was upstairs and every time that I think about that, I can resist the pain. I can't avoid the pain that I feel for my son. These people stabbed my son in his back, in his head, in his ear, and also they stabbed inside his ear. They cut his ear. They got the bad intentions. They want to kill my son. Yeah. I can imagine that moment for my son. I can imagine that moment, that traumatic moment. He was running out, jumping tables, walking through the walls. He told me that and he couldn't get to his cell, so he saw an open cell and he ran inside and closed the cell. And you know that after you close the cell, you cannot be able to open it no more. So these people couldn't go inside. He was bleeding so much. He was bleeding so much. I know from my heart that I got angels and archangels leave my son through the walls and through the tables so they can save his life. God saved my son's life. There is no other explanation. And one day you will listen the story because the police saw the cameras, the video cameras, that they record everything. And they asked my son, how do you know to walk through the walls? And my son says, I don't remember that I walked through the walls. They told him that. They asked him that. Everything was on the camera. The camera recording, so they saw that. That's why I know. That's why I know that my son is alive, because God protected him that night. That's why we want this hell release. That's why, because he passed through a lot of things in the prison, a lot of things. You have no idea. Jeff, nobody knows about my son, was in that cell, bleeding to death. Until one inmate passed through that cell walking, and my son told him, please call my mom, call my mom. So I received that night that phone call from the stranger's number. So I couldn't believe because the reception was very bad. So he said, your son is bleeding, it's better that phone call drops. So a few minutes later, again I received a phone call because it was very strange, that number. And I have to answer because I got that doubted because Jeff always calling me every single day. So the guy told me, your son is bleeding, they attacked your son, they stabbed your son, so you need to call the prison. So that day I called many times, I called until one officer went to see my son because they didn't find my son, so my son was in another cell. So they went to the cell. They took my son and they took him to infirmary. That day was a lot of people dead. His roommate that was in the same cell was a guy, family guy. They read the Bible every day. Jeff told me about it. When we talked to Jeff on the phone, he told me about this guy. So these people kill him. So Jeff suffering and lost in there too. So many people that they killed a lot of people and they wound a lot of them too. So that day was a crazy night in the prison. So I was calling like crazy, calling. And I said, my son, so if I didn't call that day, that night, maybe they didn't see my son. So thanks God they took him to infirmary. I called the infirmary. I called, you have no idea. I called them, so they left my son in infirmary. And because Jeff was bleeding so much, they did the wrong thing to put glue only in the wounds. They put glue, and then they put again my son in the cell, and my son was still bleeding until they took my son to the hospital. They took my son to the hospital, that he was like 2-3 days there. And the doctor says to my son, because I had all the reports, I asked reports, medical reports, everything. I am behind all this. They said that these people never should glue the wounds. They saw that my son was bleeding through the brain too. That's why I want my son to come back home. That's why Jeff has a lot of things going on in his mind. That's why he needs a lot of help. He needs a lot of therapies, a lot of help. Yes. Yes. So it's been very tough. It's been everything that, so he was safe because God saved my son. That's the only thing that I can tell you guys. God saved my son because he doesn't understand how come he was right away from the 3 guys. These people, they have knives, 3 knives. They were 17 inches long. And they was behind my son, and my son was running like crazy to save his life. That was a thing that happened in that prison. And Can you imagine how I felt as a mother? And one day you will listen all the details and everything, because this is a long story. Long story. That's why I need all your help. That's why I need all your help. You know me. You know the way how I am. You know my house. You know Brandy. You know my family. Because you guys are my family too. And you listen to me and you talk to me. But today I'm going to ask you from my heart. My heart is open completely today. I'm going to need your help, my friends. I'm going to need your help. I need that you guys sign the petition so Jeff can be released. So Jeff can have an early release. So I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart, as a human being, as a mother, I'm asking you to please sign the petition. To please sign the petition and to share this case of my son Jeff. He's alive. He is alive now because it was a miracle and God saved him. So these people, killed my son. That's the only explanation I can tell you. And you will know later what happened. But today I will tell you only that. And it's a long story, my friend. So one day Jeff will tell you his own story. But I'm asking you as a mother to please sign the petition so Jeff can have the second chance. Second chance. He is a young guy and he changed his life completely. But I'm asking you as a mother to please sign the petition and please keep my son in your prayers. Because I know God has control of everything. I know that. But at this moment, I need that you sign the petition. So I really appreciate very much from the bottom of my heart all your support, all your beautiful energy, and everything. This channel is helping me so much to go through this experience that my son is incarcerated. This is helping me so much. You have no idea. But I'm asking you again to please sign the petition. Sign the petition, please. I love you all. God bless you. And muchas bendiciones. And a lot of blessings for all of you and your families.